Let's lead with the Dallas Cowboys draft board. I wanted to lead with this because not because it's the Cowboys, but because of where they thought the Vikings draft picks were rated on their draft board. So they have listed. In the first round, Cordarrelle Patterson is listed above Tavon Austin. So they thought if they had a chance to take one of those two, they would have taken Cordarrelle Patterson before Tavon Austin, which I thought was fascinating. Now, a lot of this has to do with team needs and who fits their schemes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But still, I think most people had Austin rated high above Patterson as far as where he would go in the draft. But he was rated as a first rounder. And then they also had Sharrif Floyd listed as, I think, the fourth most talented player in the draft and the top of their defensive tackles they had listed. So that's sort of in keeping with where I think a lot of the people listed Sharrif Floyd. And as far as cornerbacks are concerned, our other first round pick, Xavier Rhodes, they had listed second behind D. Milliner. So they still listed him as a first round talent, but they didn't list him as their top cornerback. So sort of interesting to see. I don't know what this really means, except you just don't get to see it. So it's fun to take a look at. The Cowboys, they haven't done so great drafting. So how do you judge this? You guys have any thoughts on that?
That was my impression. Was we have the same board as the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's always interesting. I don't think anybody is a draft genius all the time because everyone's had some busts and some scores in the past few years. So yeah, only we'll tell when the season starts.
All right. Hey, Sammy. They also had Gerald Hodges as a third-round pick, who we picked in the fourth round, our linebacker that we picked in the fourth round. And most interestingly, I thought they had Everett Dawkins, who was our last pick in the seventh round. We had 3 seventh-round picks, and he was our last one. They had, where did they list him? They had him listed as a fourth-round pick, I think. So they listed him way higher than the Vikings considered him. So anyway, yeah, the Cowboys have not run their organization all that well, I think. So so you take that with a grain of salt, but fascinating nevertheless, I guess. Let's wrap it for this week. Adrian, I've seen you doing a lot of stuff on Facebook for DJing. What's life like in that world these days?
Yeah, it's busy. Everybody, of course, loves summer weddings and the 2 months of summer we have here in Minnesota. It's still spring and all that, but I have a lot of weddings coming up. If anybody's in need of a DJ, feel free to contact me, eventsbymv.com. I've got some things coming up this summer with Ben & Jerry's location in Minneapolis. I'll be DJing there a few times a week to help them get some people there, get some tasty ice cream and other fun things this summer. So let me know if you need any assistance.
Very good. I also saw you had a picture of you and Dave Winfield on Facebook. What was that all about?
Yeah, I think I tweeted that Dave Winfield and I are very similar, with both from St. Paul. Literally grew up right down the street from each other. His brother still lives near where I used to live. Both went to Central, both athletes, both went to college and athletics in Minnesota. But then between both of us, we have a World Series championship and lots of hits in baseball. Of course, he has the bulk of that. But he spoke at I went to Concordia, and I work at Concordia now. He spoke at the graduation. He was a commencement speaker, and he was just there and wanted to see the area and meet with some students and staff. So I was able to meet with him when he had some interesting advice on life, and he's a great speaker. Yeah.
Cool. And his connection with the Vikings is?
He was drafted by the Vikings. Or was he? Yeah, he was drafted by the Vikings, NBA team, ABA team, and of course MLB, the only person to be drafted in 4 4 different leagues. Yeah, no hockey for them.
What's up with that?
That must really hurt him.
Yeah.
So Rick, what's exciting at Neighbors these days?
We're doing a skydive on July 27th. Skydive for charity. NeighborsNews.org. You can fundraise from your friends. Try and raise about $750, and then you get to come skydiving with us. We're raising money for the food shelf and some of our other programs.
That's great. I am deathly afraid of heights. I've always been fascinated with with the idea of skydiving to get over it. So I'm still debating that.
It'll be a lot of fun.
And again, my name is David Erickson, your host. You can follow Minnesota Vikings chat at minnesotavikingschat.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/Minnesota Vikings chat, on Twitter at twitter.com/MNVikingsChat, and use the Vikings chat hashtag when you talk about the Vikings so we know you're out there. And until next week, go Vikings.
Go Vikes.
Go Vikes.